A word for our listeners. Season 2 of Masks of Nyarlathotep is set in the 1930s and 40s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It's not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, a Nerds Domain gaming podcast. Join us each week as our commandos uncover the corruption of the mythos in World War II. Starring Johnny Brown, Ed Maudlin, Chris Dunn, and Matt Quiett, with John Quiett running the table as keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed Nazi cultists await you just beyond this music. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Nerds Domain Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm Matt, and this is the first episode of the new B Team. At least that's what we're calling it internally. That's what I'm calling it internally. John, you have been on the podcast before, just once, maybe?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah. So
all those lost episodes.
This is going to be a little different. You are going to be running this game. I'm just going to be here participating.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Ongoing campaign. No one-shots this time.
Yeah. So the idea behind the B Team is, one...
Matt gets to play.
Okay, so there's... I wouldn't even get to go there, but that's a good point. Matt gets to play, because Matt doesn't ever get to play, and that makes Matt sad sometimes.
Matt is sad.
I haven't even introduced you yet. You can't mock me.
Sure I can.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. The other thing is... a story-wise is that the World War II is huge. It's not just like 5 guys running around from place to place causing a ruckus. So I wanted to kind of showcase that. So that's part of what this is. The other thing is that other team lately has been fun scheduling, and by fun I mean not fun at all. And so we wanted to try and do something where we stayed within the storyline and filled in that time, instead of doing a bunch of side quests, because those are fun, but I think draw away from the main story sometimes.
Sure.
So you will be running the table.
Yep.
As exciting as that is, I can tell you're
I'm stoked.
His
body language tells me he's stoked.
Right. Your entire history with Call of Cthulhu actually comes from, almost all of it comes from Masks.
Well, yeah, from knowing you, yeah.
Yeah, so... but you've run a ton of games before. I'm kind of going to highlight your experiences.
Okay, we're going to do this again?
Just a smidge.
Sure.
With what you've run. You've done a ton of D&D. We did that D&D game for like 3 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Because it was started right after Gwen was born, and it went till after her 4th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. That was a long game, and we never finished it. We got to that last fight.
There's actually one more fight after that. If you had gone,
that makes me feel so angry.
You were
got that close.
Yeah, you were in the middle of the sixth boss fight, and there was one more that you hadn't found yet.
That was fun though. That was a good one. And you've run a couple other things, some Big Eye Smallmouth D20, and I don't know, World of Darkness. I'm sure at some point.
Sure. I mean, I've actually run a lot of games on play-by-post stuff.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I've gotten out of the habit of that.
And you helped me run a LARP for a while too.
I did, yeah. Yeah, we did World of Darkness LARP. I forgot about that one.
Which is where we met Johnny Brown.
Yep.
See how I segued into that? That was nice. That was smooth.
Sure.
It's less smooth now that I'm calling it out.
Yeah.
So Johnny Brown, say hi.
I'm here. What's up? Can you hear me?
Hold on. No, I cannot hear you. Actually, I can't hear you at all. Turn on your mic.
Oh, shit. Is it on? Whoops. And you know what? Because I kept playing with it earlier. My bad. Hey, what's up? Hi.
Please don't play with it at the table.
Okay.
This
I don't have to. I don't have to be here. Listen.
PG-13 and
right. Listen, I could take my dessert and go, and my Ed with me.
I really
about the dessert.
We're just going to go someplace and have dessert without you.
That's right.
Fine. I really should remember to check your guys' levels first. Then the mic wouldn't have been off, but that's okay.
That's fine.
So Johnny Brown, you've been playing role-playing games for a while.
Yes.
Well, you've been showing up for them.
Yeah. Well. Whatever.
You see all that shade I threw you?
Yeah, I saw. That's fine.
We met at a LARP that I ran.
We did a LARP that you. Well, actually, let's
Took
get it real.
over.
So we met at a LARP that someone else ran, and then you hijacked that LARP because that person wasn't doing their job.
Was that Ike?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, really? We're going to use names? That's fine.
I thought Ike took it over from us.
And then we took it back.
Oh, okay.
We're taking it back.
Yeah, because we just rolled in during Gen Con. Never forget. It was just like, so.
Do you not remember that Gen Con where we went all the way over to IUPUI to play the stupid LARP and we were all mad about it and then Ike decided not to show up?
I do remember
and
that.
And then Matt Fusen started the coup. Matt Fusen started the coup. I merely went along.
Sure, I think that's
as the new
roughly
leader.
I'm fine with that.
Not de facto leader, just new leader. Just
Don't question it.
That's fine.
Don't question it.
Good times, good times.
So you didn't join us until that Gen Con? Is that?
No, I was there when Ike was running it, and then Ike didn't show up for said Gen Con game. There was already tension. There was some behind the scenes drama, and low key Matt was plotting. He was just waiting, and then it was just the right time for him to go and be like, "As your new leader," and and then Fusen was like, "Yeah, do it, take it." Grab him by the dice, and so people was doing. And meanwhile, I was like, I didn't care. I was just there to hang out on Saturday nights.
I guess that's a way you could. Sure,
because I was broken in my 20s, so I didn't care.
Now that's excellent.
So
30s, you've been gaming for a little bit.
A minute,
it's a decade or so. We've known each other more than a decade. That's terrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been gaming more than a decade.
Right. And yeah, so that's great. So you've done some tabletop.
D&D extensively,
yeah.
and then I did a couple of different Star Wars campaigns.
Okay.
And then I did a little bit of tabletop Shadowrun, tabletop Vampire. So it's
okay.
But mostly in the D&D, I had D&D for 15 years straight.
Okay. Well, prepare for not D&D because that's not what this is.
Right, because this isn't it, and I'm so excited. I'm here for it. I'm ready.
All right. Ed, we met years ago.
A few years ago.
An audition for a fantastic gig.
Yeah.
That you won. Yeah. Geeks Who Drink, that's where we met. An audition for a fantastic gig. That's what I said. Did I say something else?
No. It was just audition. I was like, hold on. I was like, was you auditioning for Disney films? What were you doing? And
we showed up. We were two of the three people who showed up to audition for Geeks Who Drink Pub Quiz.
Okay.
Now at Two Deep Brewing Company and Redemption Ale Works on Monday and Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Come check me out. And do you see how I did that?
Go for it. Plug that.
Thank you. For some reason I got the job. And for some reason Matt did not get the job. The alternate position was given to somebody who, in my opinion, that I maintain to this day, did not deserve it. Matt was definitely deserving of the alternate position, if not taking the job away from me in the first place. So
I appreciate that.
That's where we met.
I don't remember that lady's name.
That's okay. We don't need to remember her.
I do remember that you were
deserve mentioning.
You were at that time a limo driver.
I was at that time. Well, actually, only for a hot second longer. I had just quit my job as a chauffeur at that point.
Yeah, and you were talking about getting into real estate, but hadn't gotten that far.
Yeah, I was in real estate, but I was still kind of barely dipping my toe into it because I needed to pay the bills, and that was about the point at which my wife and I were like, "You hate driving a car for people, specifically drunk people, at 3:00 in the morning, and you love working in real estate, so you should really stop doing that one thing and start doing this other thing."
Yeah, that's That's good. That's good life advice.
Yeah.
And your role-playing gaming extensive background is that one side quest.
Well, I did the side quest with you guys for Master Nyarlathotep, and am I pronouncing that correctly?
Look at him already getting Nyarlathotep out correctly.
Nice.
It was a little rushed, but I like it. That was solid.
Yeah, no, if you don't know how to pronounce it, just rush over it and keep moving. Sort of like I didn't just do there. But no, we did masks, and I've done some D&D and some Shadowrun in the past, and a lot of I've done a lot of video gaming and a lot of board gaming.
Okay.
And
your first Gen Con this year.
And this was my first Gen Con this year, and it was just
where you were not only overwhelmed but double overwhelmed because we went to Ike and Harry and Izzy's and had that cocktail sauce.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, that was amazing. It's always amazing. Go to Harry and Izzy's. They're not paying me anything for saying that.
No.
By the way. Usually,
although if they wanted to,
they would need to.
If they wanted to support the podcast, we'd be happy to talk about Harry and Izzy's.
Yeah, if they want to send us some steaks and some more shrimp cocktails anytime, that would be amazing. But yeah, we had a blast at Gen Con. Matt was my tour guide through that entire thing. And
it was
honestly,
kind of a terrible
even
tour
at
guide.
That you were a perfectly fine tour guide. I didn't know what else I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But no, that was a great time. That was a great time. I think it was probably too much for me, though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'll do a one-day pass next year.
That's fair. Back in the day when I started LARPing and I met Johnny Brown and I started playing stuff, I went to a terrible game, run at a terrible little apartment complex, what do you call that, clubhouse, and I met Chris Dunn, and he has haunted me ever since, showing up at bars uninvited.
Correctamundo.
And checking in creepily next door while I'm smoking hookah, and he's drinking at some terrible bar in Broad Ripple.
Alley Cat. It's an awesome bar.
So Chris,
as soon as you said hookah, I was like, I know exactly where these guys were.
So Chris, you've been gaming for a while.
Yeah, off and on throughout my teens and sadly into my 20s and now. And yep.
Oh, it's in your teens, so like last week.
Yeah.
And we met at a LARP. I don't think I ever talked to you past that. I mean, we had passing here and there. But then I put all this trust in you and brought you onto this
podcast. We talked before since
right,
then. We always did like the convention scene when I was doing like my art booth and stuff like that.
Yeah, I came by. Yep. Man, good times with John Kennedy.
Yeah, and the whole vampire LARP thing. You're like one of the only sane voices there. And
there, see, I bring stuff to the table, guys.
Not really. Just strictly for show.
So you've done a lot of you've done a full gamut from this to that and all the way around.
Yeah, anything from like riffs to riffs.
all the way from
I did everything.
No riffs. World of Darkness, Game of Thrones, Pathfinder, all that.
Right on. Okay.
First Cthulhu game though.
Yeah.
So mythos,
I think we've eased into this. We went through all the character creation as far as the characters and the players go, because Ed has not really done a lot of like character creation stuff.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Johnny Brown is very rarely concerned about the rules and just wants cool story, and which is great. That's fine.
because I make other people like build characters
that
for
works
me.
here.
This is actually a great game for that because now all the rules you need to know is where's it out on my sheet to roll under that number. I mean, it seriously is that hard.
Yeah.
And then Chris, like you've never touched Cthulhu, so this is going to be a great introduction. At this point, I am going to turn it over to John Quiett. I'm going to try and not call you both Johnny.
Yeah, that probably would be good for the
Quiett.
listeners.
Mr. Q.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of go through each of us about our characters, and then we'll do some role playing here in a little bit, maybe. Go right ahead.
All right. So I'll just continue going around the table to my left. Johnny.
Now here we go.
Yep.
Start with the black man. That's fine. Calling me out.
Why are we already getting racist?
Wow. Okay, this is an oral medium. Nobody knew you were black until you said that. And now you just made it weird for everybody.
That's true. That's true. But then if they heard any other podcasts I won with Matt.
Chris is over here being a lizard people. Now we have to call that out.
Yeah.
Which one now, baby? Which one now?
All right. So let's start with your character's name.
So his name is Alexandre Baste.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Baste.
Baste.
Yep.
All right.
Bastardo.
Yeah.
Can you spell that for us? Because some of us will want to write that down, and I'm vamping for time as I get my paper ready.
I mean, I could, but that means now I have to put on my readers because I am a distinguished gentleman who can't
get
see
that
very
monocle
well.
on.
I'm
son,
the oldest person at this table, and I don't have glasses.
Are you sure about that
Well,
answer?
we're happy for you.
Are you
we're
sure
happy
about
for you?
Chris Dunn is like perpetually 12.
And how?
Yep.
Are you over 40?
I'm 31.
No. Okay, yeah, I am the oldest person at the table.
Yeah, you
Shut
are.
up.
I'm 40 at heart.
I'm sorry, Johnny, I am taken away
It
from
is
your moment.
B.
of
It is
spotlight. Please, please.
Baste, and there's an accent over the E.
What was the first name?
Alexander.
Well, thank you.
Is this like the A team? We're just going to start calling you BA?
Right, probably like AB.
Oh, is that because he's the only black person at the table? Why are you
No,
such
I
a
didn't.
racist?
Don't put this on me.
Here we
So
go.
it is spelled bastard? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, Baste.
No.
Baste.
Bast.
Yeah.
E.
For the inglorious
Wow.
bastards.
The accent over the E. Where did you
Thank
get
you.
bastard from?
No.
Like really?
Chris Dunn.
Listen.
He said it.
Listen.
Inglorious
listen.
bastards. Come on.
Yeah.
World War II. Come on. It works.
It does.
Okay, so anyway, so he's 30. He is from Tunisia, which is northern Africa. He is French Arabic.
And a little bit about his background. He's served in the military.
Yeah, served in the military, did the whole espionage thing, did the whole little interrogation, i.e., I torture people, but I try to be as classy about it as possible.
Bring him a nice drink first.
Yeah, do things like, sit in front of them and eat an ice cream and cone and drink cold water. Right. Little things while they're, drenched in sweat.
So a little bit of a darker side if you push him.
Yeah, you want to play a game? Yeah. Do you know what this is, Doctor? Centrifugal table. Things like that. Yeah.
Excellent. So, and then serving in the Tunisian army.
Yes. Yeah. So, he served basically. So, little fun fact about Tunisia: there's a little skirmish that they had with their own people and what is now Saudi Arabia and a few other things around that area. But it's called the French-Tunisian War. But basically, it's a war that kind of was, from Northern Africa's standpoint, was a precursor to them entering certain factions entering into World War II with certain sides. So that is what he did, and he was, he was an interrogator, i.e., torturer, and mostly tortured his own people. So
excellent.
So all around good guy.
Yeah, good old genocide. You know how it is. That's what we do in Africa.
I didn't know that part of your character.
That's right. Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah, genocide.
That's
why he's so jacked up. That's his issue right there, because he was doing this to his own people. He was slapping his own mama around. How about that? With a loaf of bread, with a baguette.
Whoa!
Slapping his mama with a baguette.
Yeah, he's French. Baguette.
Okay,
Totally.
Yeah, a baguette though, but they're hard and crusty.
Baguettes are
but I love
hard.
it. But they're so good though. Okay, anyway, but sorry.
Excellent. No, that's
sorry. I digress.
That's good stuff. Yeah, and then we'll move on to Ed.
All right.
Woo!
My character's name is Jack McKenzie. He's a Canadian. He's 40 years old. He's a mercenary. He's found himself over in Europe, helping with local resistances. He doesn't really have any family or friends to speak of. This is his calling in life. He was fighting over in Vietnam before anybody in North America really knew what Vietnam was or who it was or who was involved. Back when it was a French colony protectorate. I don't remember exactly what the situation was there, but he's kind of a shoot first, asking questions is above his pay grade kind of a guy. For the time period, he's probably got some of what they would have called battle fatigue or shell shock at the time. We would now refer to it as post-traumatic stress disorder, but rather than actually dealing with it, you just take all of those feelings and you just compress them into a tight little ball, and then you put them in a safe and you lock up that safe, and then you wrap that safe in chains and you drop it in a lake somewhere, and you just never deal with those feelings again. That's kind of the way he goes about his life. Just give me a target and give me something to shoot at.
We didn't talk ranks. Jumping back to Alexander real quick.
Yeah.
You are the rank Commandant.
I am.
Yes. So I believe if we hashed everything out properly before this, that makes you the ranking of officer among the group.
And you know what? Like, low key, that's kind of scary. It's kind of like when everyone on Star Trek Next Gen lost their memories and Counselor Troy was the highest ranking member on the bridge. And I was like, that's kind of iffy, but all right, here we go. So, yeah, here we go.
All right. And then Jack.
Are crossing nerddoms here. I love it.
We are.
I'm the rank of captain, so captain. I am below the Commandant.
Mon Capitaine.
All right. And then Chris, introduce your character, please.
So my character is French. He's Rene Legall. That's Legall. He was a lieutenant in the French Legion, former veteran, and has become an art curator in Paris, where his family resides.
And did you mention rank? I'm sorry.
Yeah, lieutenant.
Lieutenant, okay. Or lieutenant. Is that
lieutenant?
The preferred term now?
That's how we pronounce that.
That's how they pronounce that.
Well, I don't know what the actual term was in the French Legion, but Sacre bleu, lieutenant.
Yeah, see? Just like that. That's exactly how it sounds.
I can't wait to hear all the terrible...
See?
This is why I took Canadian,
Buddy. Hey, friend.
Hey, buddy.
And
buddy, friend.
Last but not least, Matt.
I am playing a Kiwi. His name is Kauri. That's spelled Kauri.
For the listener, Kiwi is from New Zealand.
Yes.
He's not the fruit.
That
I'm
ain't
not
a
the
knife.
fruit.
This is a knife.
Or the little tiny bird.
Right. I'm a little.
Australian.
Close enough.
Last name is Loveridge. So Kauri Loveridge.
Gonna do
It's a
walkabout.
British name. Don't give me the look. I'm in my mid 30s, and I've spent my military career in Burma, kind of in the tropics of Burma, kind of tracking down questionable people and so on and so forth. I was forced to retire after a injury where an explosive threw some shrapnel into my face. My relatively badly scarred on the left side of my face, but it's healed, but it's still very clear what I've been.
You couldn't
injured.
afford the plastic surgery,
I didn't want the plastic surgery. That's for weaker men.
and your character is blind in that eye.
Yes, the left eye has gone milky white. He refuses to wear anything to hide it or to hide any of the damage because he was injured in the line of duty, and that's
Badge
just
of
how
honor.
that is. Yeah.
Excellent.
He did come home from that retirement to a village where all of his family had gone missing. It's a fishing village in New Zealand that I didn't write down because I don't remember what it is. But the entirety of his village has gone missing, and now he is prepared to take up whatever call you put us on. So I don't know
Excellent.
what that's going to look like.
Yeah, I love it when players make up a backstory and neglect to tell me about it, but until we sit
I
down
told
and
you.
record.
No, I
That
told
one
you
for a
earlier.
walkabout.
Right.
So, okay.
We prefer to call it surprise.
They just left because they didn't like him.
They heard he was coming
He's
back
gone.
ugly.
Right,
so
he's
they
gone. Let's
Let's
down.
go. Gonna RUNNOFT.
You guys suck.
Okay, so
Do you want to talk about our specialties and what we have on our sheets?
yes, I do want to do that. So, your special. So,
Oh, I am also a captain. I don't know if I said that.
oh no, we did not, Captain, because I didn't make a note of that. So, Captain Kauri, what is his specialty?
He's mostly a tracker. He used to be a sniper, but it's kind of hard to snipe with one bad eye. So he's mostly a tracker and a survivalist and knows the lay of the land and how to handle that.
Okay, great. And then Rene, what skills are you bringing to the table?
Engineer with demolitions expert, as well as a history in European art.
And Jack?
Well, let's see. I am very good at sneaking around, very good at stealth. I'm a sniper. And I also happen to be very good at field first aid.
Excellent. It's always good to have a medic and a commando unit. And then, Alexander, we did touch a little bit on your interrogation background.
Yes, he's good at things like interrogating and espionage, finding out information. No, little stuff like that.
Excellent. And then, just out of curiosity, so I can remember, what kind of languages did you pick up?
He speaks French,
Yeah.
and then he speaks Arabic, but it's the Tunisian dialect.
Okay,
So, and then he of course
English.
can speak a little bit of English.
excellent.
You know.
And then any other foreign languages among the group, Ed?
Well, my first language is English. I've got a little bit of German and a little bit of Vietnamese.
Excellent.
Not that that's going to come in handy in Eastern Europe.
Not so much.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. We might come across a little place that sells banh mi.
Well, I got French, German, Italian, English, and bad English.
Awesome. So we got a little bit of a polyglot over there.
I speak Japanese and German, and then I also speak Maori, which is the local indigenous people of New Zealand.
And then your native language is going to be
English
English.
is
Excellent.
English.
Okay.
It's not going to be.
The King's English.
The proper King's English. What?
Yeah, but it's
All the
New
U's included?
Zealanders English.
Yes.
It's kind of rednecky.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
true. No. It's as though I live in the Appalachians, but it's all the other side of the world.
Right.
Really? Okay. All right.
I just assume that's how the Brits looked at Australia and New Zealand.
Everyone.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm
I got
wrong.
it. Yeah, okay.
Everyone.
I get it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Well,
Ooh.
except the French, who are just
Listen,
idiots.
Aussies and Kiwis, I love you all. You're wonderful, wonderful people.
okay.
That's all. I'm
That's what he had.
I didn't want anybody to
Meanwhile-
think I was like hating on anybody.
I mean, you gave me Crocodile Dundee. I care for you. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And shrimps on Barbie.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Guys, that's Aussie. That's not Kiwi. That's Aussie.
And
Yeah,
he's
but you said
keep away
Aussie
from
and
shoreline.
Kiwi.
Well, yeah, all that. Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee is also an Aussie. It's not New Zealand.
What did
I
New
know,
Zealand
that's
give
what I'm
us?
Kiwis.
Flight of the Conchords.
I'm not joking. Kiwis.
And
The,
Catherine
the
Zeta
birds or
Jones?
the
Also,
fruits?
Lord of the Rings.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, did it? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I didn't know she was New Zealandy.
Thank you, New Zealand.
New Zealander.
Yeah.
Calling it by the end of the game,
Kiwi.
he's going to get Irwined.
Oh.
Ooh.
You're gonna make us fight deep one shaped as stingrays,
All right.
aren't you?
Well,
Throwing it out there.
I think we're going to be taking off the air already. All right.
Wow.
Call, yes.
Are you
Chris,
looking
you
at
familiar
mountains?
with the term fragging?
I'm looking
Yep.
at the region of the map, trying to discern how to say this.
Oh, go ahead.
So, in the past, about a month or two ago, each of you was individually approached by an agent of MI6, British intelligence. There's of course a growing conflict with Germany. Many people are predicting a war is going to break out, and it's going to be a big one. In an attempt to, let's say, stymie that inevitability, the MI6 has put together your team to investigate German activities in foreign countries that aren't yet completely under their control. You've been tasked with finding out whatever information you can about a place and ending whatever the Nazis are trying to do, if at all possible. If not, you get to call in for backup and so on and so forth. Your first mission as a team, they're sending you to Bulgaria. The Germans have recently set up in a castle called Saravets, and I apologize if I mispronounced that, near the town or city of Veliko in northern Bulgaria, just over the border. This area is hasn't been fully invaded, is still under light control of the Germans. They have a puppet government in place, but so it's dangerous, but it's not, shoot foreigners on sight dangerous, like it would be, say, in Berlin. And all that they've been able to tell you is that there's, I had his name, Matt, the leader of the Night Wolves. Do you remember his name off the top of your head?
Nachtwolf?
Nachtwolf, sorry.
Oberst Lieutenant Oscar Richter. Oscar Richter.
All right. So, yes, he's moved into the castle and is doing some kind of weapons research. And they want you guys to go in and figure out what's going on and potentially shut him down if that's an option.
Okay.
They have given you a contact. There's a man named Luger in the town of
Veliko?
Yep. And he will be able to give you any information, as a local that is available. So they've flown you in through Greece, and you've been driven through Bulgaria in unmarked vehicles and dropped off in the town.
All right. Who's in charge? We're in the military. We have a...
Right.
It's not me.
Commandant Alexandre Baste is the highest ranked individual
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
among your group.
All right.
Aside from the four of you, you have a number of commandos of lower ranking.
Talking about 10 or like 30 or 1,000.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 1,000. You're an invading force. No, there are 10 men with you that, for gaming purposes, will act as NPCs. You can order them around to do things, and I will use them as I need. All of British and or German descent, so they should blend in fairly well.
Okay.
So you find yourselves on the street of the village. You can't, you shouldn't stand out too much, but you need to find yourselves a place to stay and make contact with Luger and go from there.
Okay.
So
you tell us not to stand out, and then we got boy over here with half his face incinerated. Awesome.
It's not incinerated. It was
He wears a hood.
shrapnel.
injuries are common.
I mean that's true, but like I don't know.
Look. This place is going to be part of Russia, and in Mother Russia, we don't hide injuries.
And why are you being so ableist?
Yeah. It's a good question,
Because it was the time period.
Mr. Brown.
That's what we did back then.
Yeah, in North America maybe
Yeah. I mean,
more.
Bulgaria. To all of our Bulgarian listeners, I apologize.
Okay.
I'm going to already step on that one because I don't want to.
Right. Okay. Well, kudos to you.
Yeah, well, you just lost your Bulgarian listenership.
all
That's
of two.
They can take that dime and go
Hey,
buy
you
a
know-
hotel
you
now.
know
all
what?
of two.
You know what? I love those two. I'm perfectly happy with those two.
All right. So we are.
Are you looking at Bulgarian listeners?
NPC names, yes.
Right. He's looking for
I'm
buggers.
looking
Okay.
at NPC names.
Oh.
It's not that big a deal.
All right. So. I forgot what I was going to ask you. Wow. There went that.
Going to be secretive about finding our contact.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's find this contact. And then what was the contact's name again?
Luger.
Luger.
Is
Okay.
that a
First
first or a
name?
last name?
Yeah. Or is
That's
it just Luger? That's
Just
it.
Luger.
Okay.
Just Luger's
Just
the
ask her,
contact.
do you have a Luger gun?
He's
Eh?
he's a baker, so
Okay. And we're in Bulgaria.
yes.
And the town we're specifically in is.
Veliko. I wrote this down.
Okay, good. Glad you did. All right. So, what do we even know about this town? Like, what's the population? What's the?
It's a 1-star town.
Can we Google? Can
We
look at
we
Yelp?
checked it out on Yelp before we
Right.
came in,
Yelp reviews.
and what I'm seeing is that the bakery is a really good place to go.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I pull up the bakery on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny thing, they
maybe
have 10 bakeries in town.
Ironically, maybe we should just order Uber Eats. Go to the hotel, Uber Eats. They can bring the bakery stuff to us.
We can just kind of chill out at
Yeah.
the hotel for a little bit.
And bring Luger there.
See what's on television.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'm sure, if it's anything like Ireland, is like 2 channels. Ireland had 4. I was very disappointed.
2 of those were static.
2 of those were Law and Order.
One-
That's not a joke.
One of them was
But
darts.
that's okay. Like Law and Order, and then after that, like all that great food you guys ate. So
That's true. That food was
Well,
good.
yeah, that's why they
It
only
just
have
gave
2
us
channels.
it just gave us another reason not
If you
to
go
sit
to
around.
Ireland to watch television, you get everything you deserve. Okay.
So I'm sorry. The first web page I pulled up wasn't complete. It is Veliko Tarnovo is the name of the city. It's often called the City of Czars. It's located on the Yantara River and is famously known as the historical capital of the Second Bulgarian Empire,
Wait,
That's
there
right.
were at least 2 Bulgarian empires?
according to Wikipedia.
Hey, America's only on its first, so
That's not true. That's not true. I would say that the Iroquois nation was at least the first empire.
no, I'm sorry, I meant the United States of America.
Oh,
The
that's
one that we
right.
stole
The only
from
the white
Iroquois.
people that matter.
Right,
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what
gotcha.
I meant. Yeah.
Glare at him, Johnny. Glare.
I-
You too, Chris. The lizard people will have their day.
oh my.
Just need to talk.
Hey,
Just
listen, Chris. For what it's worth, I didn't know you were lizard people. Okay, because I don't see species.
Wow. Further proof.
Oh,
Are we
Should I
vamping
crush
enough
this
for
call?
you, or are you ready?
I'm just
Okay,
waiting.
go ahead.
Yeah, so
Okay, sorry.
Anytime.
so
buddy.
the average temperature is 56 degrees.
Is that
in this?
Fahrenheit?
Yes.
Because if it's Celsius, it's hot
Thir-
as hell.
Yeah, no, it's Fahrenheit because I'm an American and I don't know Celsius. So
Hey, I'm a
13
Canadian, buddy.
13.5
Okay.
Celsius.
Thank
Okay.
you. That's more like it.
So yeah, it's a fairly well-populated town. It's not.
What time of year is this?
It's October.
So it's probably
1939.
colder than 56 degrees right now.
According
Oh, is that
to Wikipedia,
is that the October
average October temperature
With you on
is
that now. I
53
thought you meant
degrees.
like average for the year.
No,
I gotcha.
so it could get down as average low is 44 degrees Fahrenheit or 6.9 in Celsius. So it's it's chilly today.
And I presume we're dressed as civilians.
Oh yes, yeah,
Okay.
unmarked vehicle, civilians.
Okay.
You've got all your weapons packed away in bags.
I got
and
2
whatnot.
Tommy guns out.
Oh, it's raining bullets up in here. All right,
Yep.
here we go. All right, so Let's see.
And our super low key car
Walking
is
in here
like
like it's Charlie Bronson.
is a lowrider, just with hydraulics, so we can bounce down the road.
You're going to do this, aren't you? Yell at
Nope.
us about it.
Hey,
You're going to do this
go
too
ahead.
now.
I'm
oh
done.
my gosh, this is a serious
not done.
game, Matt.
So how big of a city is this, or town, or?
It's a fairly well populated town.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't have statistics from.
No. Well,
1939,
like
but
it's because in that way.
Compare it to Indianapolis. Is it square mileage? Is it bigger or smaller than Indianapolis?
How big is it now? I guess is a better question. Because
11,000 square miles.
how many people?
Census as of February 2011, 72,000 in the city, 98,000 urban.
So we're looking at probably 30,000 people, which is still
yeah.
a decent town of a town of decent size.
Greenfield.
What now?
Like Greenfield?
Yeah. Although this was part of Russia, so it could have been like 70,000 people then, and they just killed a bunch, and then that eventually got back there.
Right. Yeah. All
And
right.
there goes our Russian listeners.
So it's that's fair.
Soon won't have no more listeners.
I know. We got
Russian
a
listeners.
listener in Sweden who we appreciate greatly,
All right, Sweden, come through, represent.
and one guy from
and he just quit.
Right.
and one guy downloaded in Qatar.
Oh.
Okay, we actually happen to know that guy.
Qatar's
He was
You guys
on
have
business.
exotic listeners,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Was that just Phil? While he
Yeah,
was in
that was Phil while he was in Qatar.
Oh.
Hey, we got Canadian listeners if you want to talk about exotic.
Yeah. All right.
So the ethnic composition is about 95% Bulgarians, a few Turks and Roma, and then a bunch of, 1.1% of a bunch of different nationalities.
Sincere
Bulgarians
question.
are Caucasians, right?
Generally.
Or are they
Generally,
Caucasians
yeah.
or are they Slavs?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to like argumentative. Like
Sure.
it's up to
Well,
you.
no, for the
the
time
ethnic
frame, like-
identity, according to the Wikipedia article, and we know how much
Whatever.
we all
It's good
trust that. It's close enough. It just says Bulgarians. It does not
Okay, that's
mention.
Sincere question. The Roma, are we noticing that they are being in any way, shape, or form persecuted?
With the 5 minutes you've been on the street, no, not
Okay.
yet.
So we've literally just pulled up into town.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
That would be some serious persecution if we roll into town and we're like, damn, they are treating the Roma like crap around here.
Right.
Well, you never know. I mean, it was pretty overt
Yeah.
Fair enough.
sometimes. I mean,
So when we got information for our contact, did we get like intel on like where his bakery was, or
They've given you a cross street
okay?
that you can go to.
Alright.
They've highlighted a few inns that you might want to. You probably should distribute your men among them,
Okay.
so that there's not 15 people showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That would be a little conspicuous.
Right.
Um,
All right. So the first one go
Well,
ahead.
Commandant, I was just going to ask, do we need to send the commandos out on this? I mean, this seems like it might be more of an officer kind of a situation where...
were I to give my suggestion, perhaps get them. Let's all get checked at wherever we're going to stay, and then get them to run a quick recon of the town. Go out in 2s and 3s, just walk the streets in a normal fashion, and then report back to us so we can get an idea of not just the castle, but where else we're seeing patrols.
All right. So number 1 and number 2 have come up with some great ideas. So let's make it happen. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start out and.
I'll save the question for who's number 1, who's number 2 for later, because that'll be a fun topic.
I know.
Clearly, number 2 is Riker.
We're going to arm wrestle for it.
Oh wow.
I walk through doors sideways and mount chairs. I'm number 1.
Really? Okay.
That's all right, Ed. That makes you Worf. Or
right
Data,
on,
Data.
yeah.
Data is second officer.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sorry.
I prefer being Worf, though.
You are kind of pale like that, though.
Sort of want to throw him through a wall right now.
All right.
Worf?
So,
Honorably, of course.
So Alexander, you are Tunisian
Yes.
in origin, a little bit darker skin than your average person. Are you going to be taking charge,
Well,
approaching the hotels?
let's talk about this. So he's Tunisian. So actually, because he's French Arabic, his complexion would actually be more like Chris's.
Okay.
With just a hint of a tan. So he
Lizard people?
He looks
A whiter shade of pale.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks.
So he
Yeah,
passes
he look.
for white.
Yeah, like you pass for
Excellent.
white. So
Okay.
he's gonna
Excellent.
look white.
All right, so maybe obviously foreign, but not crazy.
Yeah,
or
think
not,
like that tall, dark, and handsome type foreign.
Oh, thank you.
That
Thank
works.
you.
Where people still,
I will be here all
right,
night.
I don't know.
where people
Chris
still go
ain't
with
tall,
like,
but-
where people would like consider him white, but just foreign.
Okay, great.
He's got a nice, healthy tan.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Spends a lot of
Excellent.
time in the outdoors.
Yeah.
Good. I
Which
had
we-
forgotten to establish that until
No,
I
no,
thought
it's-
about walking into
yeah,
a hotel.
like, like no, it's totally fine.
Okay,
but yeah,
great.
like,
Actually, the majority of us probably have a healthy tan at this point. I
Well,
would
being
assume.
outdoors. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody kind of does at this point. 'Cause
Right.
you're either outdoors, you're rich.
I ain't one of those.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
so yeah, do you divide up your command structure, have them all go to a different hotel, or how does the group break up?
So we've got 10 men.
Can I
Yes.
throw an
Under-
idea to you?
here we go. See, battling for the official 2 in 1 spot. Go on ahead. I'm here for it.
Well, my
Get naked and
my
throw some
suggestion:
oil on
let's leave a few men behind at the hotel to make sure that our belongings are safe. I mean,
Never leave a man behind.
We are stashing weapons. We're stashing gear. We're stashing our identities back there. We probably want to leave somebody guarding the hotel / command center. So leave a few of the NPC / commandos there, and the rest of us roll out around the city and do the recon.
I have a couple questions. Are we looking at like a sergeant and a couple of corporals and a bunch of privates?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the commandant, the commander,
Right.
and then we got 2 lieutenants or 2 captains
Yeah.
and a lieutenant.
I'm talking about the NPCs.
right.
Specifically.
So yeah. So
Okay.
I would think like 2 sergeants and then the rest.
Okay.
Privates.
They're all non-coms.
Yes.
Yeah. Second question. Do we have forged papers, or what do we? What is our official identification look?
You
like?
have forged papers.
Okay.
You guys tell me what it looks like.
Bulgaria is on the edge of Greece.
Yes. So I'm sure.
None of us speak Greek. I'd say probably German papers. What do you guys think?
I can speak German, so I got that.
I've got German also.
You don't speak any German?
I don't speak any German.
That's fine.
But
You can just have
I can
fake
speak for
French
him.
papers.
yeah, I was like,
I mean,
Well, but if you have French papers, like you could be arrested on site because they're Germans.
they are lightly controlled. It's not
Yeah, that's true.
it's not a full
I just-
occupying force at this
well,
stage.
give him. I mean, he could always have.
You can always have Swiss papers.
I can always,
Swiss
yeah,
speak a lot of
Swiss would
French.
probably be better.
I can just always
Okay.
pull Dr. Jones and just talk for you.
Dr.
Oh
John.
wow.
Yeah, you could just act like you're super rich and make your people do it.
Where are the tapestries?
Oh my god. Wow.
That's
castle, isn't it?
Scottish.
Well, and ladies and gentlemen, that's how the B team ended in one night. Thank you.
And then okay, so
So let me get this straight. So everyone else is going. So you 3 are doing German papers, yeah? Is this what we're doing?
Da.
Whatever.
That's my German.
I
Da.
don't give a damn. Look, I don't care.
Da is
I don't
Russian.
care.
We have established that I don't know what German and Russian are in the other game, so
Oh, okay.
da is how I speak in German
And then
for reference.
And then I'm going to have Swiss papers, correct?
Oh,
Sure.
You could have some of your
you're
other
like
men.
Brad Pitt with Italian in Inglourious Bastards.
Buongiorno.
Can I have-
Buongiorno.
Can I have some really cool like Swiss papers? Like I'm a watchmaker or something.
Yeah,
know,
sure.
like, I mean,
And I mean, we could
And
do
then
a good
someone
mix.
asks you to make to fix a watch.
then I'd be like,
Actually,
mm,
we
I
could
got
go.
nothing.
We
I'm on
could go a
vacation.
little bit deeper. We could give you Liechtenstein papers, which is a true country.
Well, I
It's a
know.
real country,
It is.
and you could
I've
be
been there.
royalty, like a lesser royalty, because they're all princes up in there.
Everybody. in
can I be like
Liechtenstein is
Lord? How about that?
Sure.
Lord Bastardo.
Right? Be like Lord Bastard. All right.
So we got a mix of Swiss and German businessmen.
Are we against Liechtenstein? Is that what you're saying? Are you
Yes,
are
yes,
you
we
an
are.
anti-Lichtite?
Yeah, we are not. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and alienate all of the Liechtenstein listeners now.
Ouch.
The one.
Right.
That's
With
still
his- with
that's
his gold
No,
headphones.
this podcast used to be huge in Liechtenstein, and now
hey,
it's
that is
just
a
all-
fifth of their population.
Fifth of the economy.
One.
Yeah. Actually, I think there may be more people in this town than there are in
I
Liechtenstein.
think
There's not a lot of people
Speedway
in
is bigger than
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
That's fair.
Oh my.
It's not a very big. It's tiny.
Oh.
Yeah. They're known for skiing. You can go skiing there.
They can keep it.
Really?
Yeah.
On the hill.
Good to know.
They're one hill.
Actually, it's smack in the middle of the Alps. There's a ton of hills.
They have
It's
one
no good.
large hill.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. We digress. Go ahead, John.
Did you have more questions? Because that was only one.
There was 2.
What was the
Composition of our NPCs
Okay.
and then our papers.
And then the
Sure.
paper situation.
Excellent.
Those 2 questions and a lot of screwing around.
All right, so
Would we have a map of the town?
Yeah, you have a map of the town. You're not sure it's 100% accurate, so it might be something you want to look
Well,
into.
I think the first thing we should do is probably have to jump off Matt's ideas to scout people around the town to see what changes have been made compared to the maps that we have.
Excellent.
yeah, because then that way we can make notations of it, so we're
Okay.
not going somewhere where there's no populace or something that would put us out of sorts.
We also want to see what the German presence is in town.
Agreed.
Okay.
Right.
See how many swastikas we see around.
Is anybody? Are you giving orders to not interact with the town yet, or can people chit chat to find that info out?
I mean, like, super covert chit chat. Like,
yeah, I would
just
say
shop
like-
talk at
The chairs against
yeah.
the wall.
just shop talk at maybe like whatever businesses they go into. Just
Yeah.
general light, super light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody here speaks Bulgarian.
Yeah, but a lot of the
German's
Bulgarians.
a common enough language in the
Yeah.
area.
Okay. So
Um,
if we can get by in conversational German, then
Yes.
The Villa Veliko, the town we're in.
Yes,
It's in the mountains, right?
it is.
Okay, I'm gonna be packing like a hiking bag, a bag
Okay.
you would carry with you when you go hiking. I'm just gonna keep it on.
Okay. And what will have in it? Just out of curiosity.
The Thompson actually breaks down pretty easy, so I'm gonna break that down
Okay.
and put one of the drums in there.
Sure.
My entrenching tool, and then like a little bit of like twine, like I don't know, 30 feet of twine, like
Need some rope.
thin rope, yeah,
Don't forget Nutrigrain bars. 'Cause you might
and
get hungry.
and
Or
some
your
sort
mom's
of
packed lunch.
blanket or something for heat, just in
Okay.
case.
So,
so if they-
all that will be covering the guns in case you get
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. So that way, that when if they pat it down, they feel a big heavy like a blanket. Not is that a gun?
Gun,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I will have my pistol somewhere upon me, but we won't
Excellent.
talk about where.
So I'm gonna ask for a roll from everybody. You're gonna each cover a squad, and I think espionage makes a lot of sense. Unless somebody wants to.
You do realize we all have one in espionage except Johnny.
I did not.
Okay, because none of us had got that.
That's true in our intelligence. So
Wow, just call us dumb. What about fieldcraft?
fieldcraft. We'll do that one. So everybody
Look,
give me
I
a
succeeded.
fieldcraft roll or espionage, whichever one you would prefer.
What am I
4.
rolling?
2d10. Percentile dice.
39. I'm well below my 92 fieldcraft.
Yeah, I got a 74, well below my 92 fieldcraft.
Yeah, I got it. It was like 10.
Yeah, espionage seems like it would be more like trying to
All right.
fit in someplace where people are on high alert. Sort of a
Yeah,
thing.
well, if you have espionage, you know how to look for things.
Is that a
and-
confirmation
Yeah.
that you
Yes,
rolled under
sir.
your score? Thank you very much. So everybody, so 3 of our players are completely new to the game, Matt, and
Oh, yeah.
at this point in time, our players should mark the box
Oh yeah.
next to fieldcraft.
Oh, I should unmark the boxes from creation.
That's true. You should erase all those.
We should also note at this time for our players and our listeners at home that this was built. This game is currently running 6th edition, so we are running 6th edition rules. Although John, you talked about using the difficult and extreme values as well.
Yeah, during certain roles where skills might work better or work differently.
Yeah,
We'll get into that.
The difficult is 50%, and the extreme is 5.
Right. Okay.
No, 20. 20. Yes.
Yeah, divide by 2, divide by 5.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's where I got the 5. Yeah, divide by
Yeah.
2, divide by 5. Yeah.
Yes. So, so that's all confirmed. Yes. So, there is a German flag flying at the
And I'm sorry, by German you mean Nazi. Flag.
Nazi flag. You're right. Thank you. There is a Nazi flag flying over the town hall or whatever would be the the equivalent, flying under the Bulgarian flag because it is a puppet regime at this point in time, according to my very limited research.
That's correct. According to my extensive research, that's very correct.
So they are pretending they're still Bulgarians, but they are actually Nazis put in place. As far as patrols, you don't. It still appears to be the local police constables or whatever the proper term would be, and for the most part, there doesn't seem to be a huge oppressive presence. Nothing to put you on alert right off the bat.
Are there like the two big banners that they always have with the swastikas on them on like the town hall? Like, it's a sincere question. Is it that overt or is it like dialed back?
I'm guessing that it would be more just like how we have the United States flag and the state of Indiana flag.
Okay, yeah,
it's the Bulgarian flag and the
Nazi flag.
Flag.
Okay, sounds
so
good.
it's rolled back.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just kind of getting an idea of how. Yeah, that makes sense.
So your men would say, like, none of them are super familiar around here, but they all kind of give you everything looks like it's relatively normal. The presence of Nazi soldiers is light, just around key civic areas. But
so
then
we are actually seeing a Nazi presence.
You are
in
seeing
the town.
a small Nazi presence again, like the town hall would have that. Any place that would display state flags, state official flags.
No, sorry, I meant in terms of personnel. Are we seeing
Oh.
Nazi soldiers at these locations? Are we seeing
Like two guards outside and maybe a few people in uniform walking in and out, but not not in huge numbers.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does it work for you? Okay.
a garrison, perhaps not an occupation?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. But as they go around, they do note that the castle that is further up the hill, surrounded by the river, that castle is flying occupied Nazi territory flags. So you do see the banners, and then no Bulgarian state flags. Just the Nazis are up at the castle.
I thought you were just going to stop at flying. For some reason, they are flying. The castle is flying.
Yeah, castle in the sky.
castle.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this game
They've
got real deep,
advanced,
real quick.
Yeah, really
Holy crap.
advanced technology. And so like I said, they say everything appears normal and quiet. Or they're not on alert. They're not looking for us.
Is this a castle, or is this more like a palace castle? I can look if you want.
I mean, I have the page pulled up.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What's the difference between a castle and
A castle is
palace
like a defensive fortification, whereas a palace castle is a very nice house. Buckingham Palace is a castle,
but it's a palace.
I mean, so and the term is used interchangeably, especially in Eastern Europe.
I'm willing to bet, based on the geography, that it's more of a stone castle.
It is an ancient medieval fortress.
Oh, okay.
There is a royal palace inside the walls.
Okay. And
If you want to see the
Oh, so it's set up
And
kind of
then-
like Vatican City.
kind of. So here's the Wikipedia page. It's just a general illustration. Shows two walled structures surrounded by the Yantra River.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
switching over to maps, there's the castle, and then
So it's outside of town,
so you guys
Okay.
are,
and it's up on a freaking hill.
It is.
Sorry,
up
I'm
on
looking at a picture too.
Yeah.
I love the Showtime.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
all of us are looking except Chris, because
And
lizard
anybody
people
who's
know.
listening.
Right. And nobody who's listening can
Just go
see
to
any of that.
Wikipedia.
But
Okay.
it's
Right.
it's good. So
So it's an old school castle.
yes,
Okay,
it is
that's fine.
from medieval times. And
Like in Chicago.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They serve dinner. They have jousting.
in your information packet, you know that
Come visit Bulgaria.
a new round of restorations began in 1930, so about 9
Okay.
years ago. So there's a lot of construction going on up there, and yeah, so there's traffic from the town up there because a lot of people work on the castle and the restoration. When you ask about Nazis and their presence, the town is obviously not happy about that, but they don't openly complain.
Do they pretend to be happy?
They're neutral. They don't pretend to be happy. It's a thing that happened. They're not messing with daily life, so it's okay.
Okay.
But it's not. They don't like that someone has taken over their country. They acknowledge that it's a puppet government.
Okay.
And of course you do have those individuals who have been swayed and are on the side of the Nazis, sympathizers, if you will, that are just like, no, it's fine, everything's fine, we're great. That's a good thing for our country that they're here, and we will be better for it in the end.
Okay.
So.
And we call those acceptable casualties.
Right.
Okay.
Excellent.
So that's what you got on your initial info.
And did we find the bakery?
Yes, you found the bakery. It's
Nope. Everything else is...
We found everything else but the bakery.
Bakery's missing, guys. It's just an empty hole.
Empty lot.
The bakery's in this off little shoe place. It's like, oh, well.
It's in the castle.
Right.
Figures.
It's like a Starbucks.
Hey, he's deep inside. Literally. Go ahead.
So yeah,
Sorry.
so the bakery, everything seems to be normal.
Okay.
All right. So is that like the end of our first day? Or
I mean, it's up to you. Like, you got there in the morning. You arrived, 10 a.m. ish. You've probably spent 2-3 hours doing it. You could take it easy if you want, or you could advance. It's up to the commandant.
Well, before the commandant answers, I think this is a great place for us to cut for just for an episode.
Sounds good.
We got good content out. As a reminder to all of our listeners, we have other podcasts that are fantastic. There Are Four Lights is about Star Trek. Nerds Domain is about nerdy crap that we love and having a lot of fun with. Go fund this. We cover Kickstarters and such. Definitely check those out. Go over to nerdsdom.com to check those out there. And we will talk to you guys real soon. And that will do it for us tonight on the Nerds Domain Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or find us over on Facebook and Twitter at facebook.com/nerdsdomain and twitter.com/nerdsdomain. You can also check out our site at nerdsdom.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We want to thank Passion Nerdly for our music. Don't forget, you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain and check out our shirts at TeePublic.